Nancy and Priscilla need to just date each other. Can the Oval handle another same-gender affair on the show? Are we even ready for that? I mean, they might as well. Both of their marriages have pretty much flopped, and they're already good girlfriends, right? And ain't nobody gonna feed you like Nancy gonna feed you, to help keep all that junk in Priscilla's trunk healthy. Welcome back to my second installment of Ruthless Radio. We're going to officially kick this episode off by renaming the podcast series of sorts to The Oval Unplugged, where your comment is king, baby. Listen, I was strolling through Instagram, right? Which is something that I rarely do from time to time here and there, just random. And I saw this post on their page that was published right before the season 5 finale. And one of the images in the carousel, it caught my attention, and I've got a lot to say about it. The featured comment on the post came from a follower, and her name is Asha Kai Paige. She says, Nancy and Priscilla need to just date each other. Now, what the hell kind of foolery is that? What flavor of Kool-Aid have you been sipping on? Priscilla and Nancy? I don't think Nancy is Priscilla's type. And besides, the way that Nancy was taking that D from Richard that night, I don't think she ready to switch her diet up quite like that. Not anytime soon, anyway. Now, the Oval already has its fair share of same-gender relationships, right? We've got Kyle and Donald, Kyle and Dale, Donald and the shooter guy who shot Dale in the pharmacy, etc., etc. And Red Jacket Killer commented, he said, 2 men playing grab is horrible. What the with Tyler Perry? He loves 2 men on men. Throw up emoji. I have fast forward that sick, nasty part of the show. So clearly, Red Jacket Killer would have a problem with it. Well, he certainly has a problem with male-on-male intimacy, but would he rather see 2 women? A little girl-on-girl action? Double standard, maybe? Red Jacket Killer? Yeah, I think so, but hold that thought. We're going to come back to these 2 in just a moment, but the first slide of this IG post shows horny Hunter betraying his lovely wife again by kissing the cute little reporter chick, Lena. Now, Hunter, he gonna catch something in season 6. Watch what I tell you. He's gonna catch that nasty man's disease. And I don't know which one, but it's gonna be one of them because he's hunching everything that's brown and moving up in that White House. But wait. Do we blame Hunter? I mean, I've been giving Hunter a hard time on every last one of my videos lately, right? So I'm gonna cut him some slack tonight, and we're gonna try to give him a pinch, just a teeny weeny pinch of grace, because he's only doing what any other red-blooded American straight man would do, right? Throw his weight around and smash whores all day long, right? Like, who wouldn't? He's in a position of power, loaded with cash. He's handsome, and Hunter fine too. Did y'all know that Hunter was fine? Look, let me show you something. Now, wait, this is a podcast, so I'm supposed to just be running my mouth, but I may have to cheat a little bit so y'all can see the picture. I posted this on my community tab last week, and somebody commented, is his body real? And I think so, because we've seen Ed Quinn shirtless before. Well, he's been shirtless a few times on his IG, so I think he's the real deal. And if we think about it, Hunter is in fact that guy, right? All he need now is a tan and a 4C afro, and he in the game, right, sis? Donna Boo said Hunter lying through the crack of his teeth, talking about I love you too. Yeah, we knew Hunter was lying, talking about some love. He loves himself, right? He loves Jason, loves Gail too, but no one else. It's a selfish kind of love, maybe. I don't know. Of course it is. But I mean, he cares about himself and his desires more than anything. But as long as we don't have any brown nurses or doctors with glasses and high heels on the second floor of the White House frolicking around, then the relationship that he has with his kids is good. Ricomachat commented, love the show. I'm not sure why they call it The Oval. It's nothing about American issues. And I respectfully disagree with you here, Ricomachat. Well, I wouldn't say I disagree, but I could just see where a lot of the similarities are, right? When we're talking real life presidency and what we deal with here on a regular basis in America versus what we see on the Oval. And since you brought it up, let's go down this proverbial rabbit hole, shall we? Let's start with this guy and what he was dealing with regarding the American people. And I'm not going to say any names for obvious reasons. And a lot of what he did while he was in office before he was unalived actually advanced the civil rights movement, whereas a lot of the policies had to be fulfilled under the next president, who was this guy. And he supported a lot of the initiatives for healthcare and educational improvements. Now, with all of these glorious accolades under his belt, he was notorious for being unfaithful in his marriage. There were a lot of rumors that had spread about his affairs that were later confirmed by not one, not two, but various sources. So Hunter's just like him. They're like surrogate twins. And we got this guy who outweighed all the presidents combined with his family issues, death, grief, alcoholism, and Hunter and his crew were no different in the White House. Remember Gail's smart mouth, victorious, manipulative ways, the fist fights with Hunter, Jason and all his issues, walking around the White House naked, taking maids out, just totally disrespectful. So both had deep-rooted family issues to tend to. That was another presidential similarity, right? We got presidents who manipulated the media just like Hunter is doing with Lena. We've got this guy who had a whole list of media representatives that he couldn't stand. And he also encouraged his administration to find ways to undermine and discredit their stories. He dealt with wiretapping, the Watergate scandal, abusing his power, you name it. Need I say more? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Now, while I can't say that I totally disagree with you, because Tyler could throw in a policy or two here and there, to make it a little bit more realistic and true to life. But hell, I don't think anybody cares at this point. Don't you dare cut the scene with Bobby clapping Simone's cheeks with a scene on foreign currency laws. Don't do it, Tyler. Don't do it. But let's bear in mind that the Oval was never, ever intended to be about the White House, the American people or any laws, policies, bills. It's strictly about the lives of the people who run and work in the White House and their screwed up, crazy, colorful lives. That's where the focus is and where the dramatic storylines come from. So tell me what y'all think. Do you agree with Asha, Kai, Paige? Should we entertain the idea of some same gender relationships from females on the Oval? And I can tell you right now, it ain't gonna be with Priscilla and Nancy. That's for sure. But maybe Lily or somebody. Hell, because Donald ain't studying her ass. No, he's not. And that would be more believable, right? In my humble opinion. Lily could, cook up some corporate business deal with an international manufacturer of doll dresses, deliver on the contract by dropping off the boxes of the designer dresses one late evening, right? Then they have a celebratory drink or two, then boom, there you go. And they won't talk about it after that. They're just going to kind of be their secret, right? But we will have the satisfaction of seeing it on the screen, though, to some degree. But listen, don't y'all get too happy seeing these images on this podcast, right? Of sorts, because I'm old school. And when you have images in a podcast, it's no longer a podcast. It becomes a video. Well, that's my opinion, because that's how podcasts started, right? It was just talking, one photo and a lot of chitter chatter, intro, outro, and you're done. Like, who started adding pictures to the podcast and video? Now, podcasts are like watching TV. Like, where did the podcast go? But just don't get used to it, guys. I gotta wean myself from adding images, right? Because I'm just so used to it. So y'all bear with me. And I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Ruthless Radio, who's bringing you the Oval Unplugged, where your comment is king. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. And I'm gonna see you in the next one.